Storyteller that has ever lived. No, really. I mean it. The way your stories stir emotions, the way they build characters, create plot twists, and give meaning to what seems to be insignificant moments. Now, you have a gift. But here's the twist: the most powerful stories that you tell aren't the ones that you share out loud, they're the ones that you whisper to yourself. Those quiet inner narratives that shape how you show up or whether you even show up at all. And let's be real, sometimes those stories aren't even based in truth, they're actually based in fear. Now, my grandmother used to tell me when I was a kid, don't call folks liars, just say they're telling stories. So, I won't call you a liar. And some of the biggest stories we tell out there is the ones we tell ourselves. We say stuff like, I'm not good enough. I'm not ready. I don't have what it takes. At my age, it's too late for me. This is for other people who are braver, smarter, or just more talented than me. Now, you may have convinced yourself of something that feels true, but just because you thought it, just because you feel it, doesn't mean it's the truth. It may be how you feel in the moment, but hold on. Let me make sure I say this clearly. I want you to feel your feelings. I want you to acknowledge them. I want you to honor them. But when you feel those things, I then want you to ask yourself this: what evidence do I have that actually supports this story that I'm telling myself? And maybe you could take it another step further and says, what evidence exists that contradicts the thoughts or the feelings that I'm having? Because if you're telling yourself you're not good enough, I need you to go check them receipts. Because I want you to think, you've overcome something hard. You've helped other people in your life to grow or get through their situation. You've made mistakes before, of course, but look at you. You're here. You got back up. You've shown up, and even when things were scary, you still showed up, made it happen, and got through. Now, all of that's not weakness. That's resilience. That's not falling. Or failing. That's actually becoming. And look, I get it. Sometimes the stories we tell ourselves they feel a lot safer than the truth. They feel safer and more comforting than the hard work that it'll take to challenge ourselves, to get out that comfort zone, to do something different. Sometimes it's easier for you to believe that you're not ready, because if you are ready, you actually have to do something about it. You have to act. You have to do something. Get up. You have to take action. And action risks failure. Action risks disappointment. Action risks being a hot mess. But action also holds the power to change everything. And you're allowed to edit that script of that story. You're allowed to rewrite the narrative. You don't have to keep living under the weight of that story that you've been telling yourself that actually no longer fits. Because you're not the version of yourself that fear created. You're the version that faith is still writing, and that faith is believing in yourself. So today, catch the story, challenge that thought, feel the feelings, fact check the fiction that you're telling yourself, and then move forward in truth. Because the truth is you're powerful, you're capable, and you're already enough just right here where you are. You're already in motion, and that means your story isn't stuck. It's still evolving. It's still unfolding. And you hold the pen. And I hope today you start writing a story that's written and rooted in truth and not in fear. And as always, guys, love you much.